Thank you for staying with us. We have some breaking news now coming in here on this edition of Plain Speak. The central government has filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court. This is over the marital rape case that is underway, whether or not marital rape should be criminalized. The affidavit that has now been filed in the Supreme Court, the centre has gone on to say that the court cannot decide whether marital rape should be criminalized. They say this is more of a social issue which has a direct bearing on society and wider consultation is required. Ananya Bhatnagar, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details. Yes, Ananya.
Well, definitely, it seems that the standstill remains the same as it was before the Delhi High Court. Remember, the case stems from a split verdict of the Delhi High Court, wherein, one judge had ruled in favor of decriminalization of, in fact, criminalization of marital rape, while the other had referred the matter, in fact, to a larger bench. And the matter came up before, in fact, the Supreme Court of India, since it was a division bench of the High Court. Now, a big statement coming in from the central government, clearly saying that, the Supreme Court is somebody who cannot decide on this particular issue of criminalization of marital rape, very clearly pointing it out that this is a social issue having a lot of social implications, and hence this is a matter in which a larger consultation process is required with all kinds of stakeholders in order to take a decision on to whether or not, criminalization of marital rape should happen or not. And that is something the centre has maintained since the very beginning. In fact, the central government also going on to say that, the existing rape laws in the country are something that are sufficient to protect the rights of women. Issue cannot be decided without a proper consultation. It also says that it is more, the parliament has already provided for other remedies to protect the right of consent of a married woman, is what, in fact, has been stated by, the central government before. And I read a paragraph from, in fact, this particular affidavit, and I quote that further it is stated that a husband certainly does not have any fundamental right to violate the consent of the wife. However, attracting the crime in the nature of rape as recognized in India to the institution of marriage can be arguably be considered to be an excessively harsh and hence is a disproportionate thing to do, is something that the centre has gone on to say. How much of it does it play before the Supreme Court? How would the Supreme Court react to this stand? Is something that we'll get to know when the matter comes up before the topmost court of the country.
Right, Ananya, thank you so much for getting us the latest.